Hi guys, Crypto here from Cryptogasmic for another episode of the Crypto Report. We're just going to wait a couple of minutes while people start logging in to the stream and taking a look. All right, I just want to make sure that all the streams are working. Yes, they are, which is great. Okay, so we are live on TradingView, Facebook, YouTube, TradingView, Facebook, all that kind of thing. So today is a really urgent update, actually, with all of the the dumping out that's happening in the market. I want to look at it from an investor point of view, and let's look at what coins we should be investing in, what prices we should be looking at, because at the end of the day, we want to sit here at the end of the year and kind of look back and go, wow, we made a good investment. So in order to do that, we need to get the cheapest price that we possibly can. So I feel this is a very important episode of the Crypto Report. I'll just spend 2 minutes going over what I do, who I am, while we get a few people logging in. We're going to be online for an hour or two. And if you're new to crypto, this is a very important live stream for you to watch. We are going to go over what coins you should be involved in, what kind of percentage of those coins, and what prices we're looking for, and how we're going to play the market, whether you're a long-term investor, short-term investor. But this episode is going to be more on the longer term, what coins we should get into and what price we should pay. So my name's Crypto. I run Cryptogasmic.com, which is the world's leading cryptocurrency and lifestyle education community. Signals, training videos, resources, great VIP chat where we trade 24 hours a day. I use TradingView's tools, so you can follow me on TradingView, Cryptogasmic. So pop on over there and give me a like and give me a follow. I'm constantly dropping signals and charts and all that kind of thing. YouTube, Cryptogasmic. We have a couple of really cool Facebook groups, one called Crypto Curious, plus the Cryptogasmic Facebook group, which we'll have a look at later. So all you got to do is drop me a message in the little chat box there on TradingView, on YouTube, and on Facebook. Okay. Shahid Khan says hello. Hi, mate. How you doing? So any coins you guys want me to look at, drop a note, and if I can get around to it, I will. If I miss your message, I'm sorry. We have a lot of different sort of platforms going on. So let me know where you're from. Make sure that you can hear me okay, see everything okay, and let's get stuck into the Crypto Report for today. All right, so we are going to start with looking at Bitcoin. And we're going to look at this from the perspective today of I've never owned Bitcoin, or I own Bitcoin and I want to buy Bitcoin, I want to invest Bitcoin, I want to get involved in Bitcoin. It's very important that we start with Bitcoin because Bitcoin kind of runs the market. It controls which way everything else is going. And before we do that, I just want to kind of show you something really quickly. So those of you that have been trading with me in Cryptogasmic for a while, you've seen this a lot of times. So this is the psychology of a market cycle. Now, it doesn't matter whether it's Forex, metals, options, and crypto. The difference with crypto is that this cycle runs a lot quicker than it does in any other market. So we start with a bit of hope that a recovery is possible, like we did earlier last year. Optimism, this is really real. Then we all of a sudden belief. Then we're thrilled. We can't believe how much money we're making. We can't wait to show our mates down the pub our blockfolio. And look, I started with $100 and now look, I got $1,000. And the euphoria, I am the smartest guy in the world. I'm going to be rich. I am just so smart when it comes to investing, which was the $40,000 mark or the $20,000 mark of the last cycle. Then it runs down, it pops back up again. Complacency. Oh yeah, that was okay. We needed to cool off, right? Lucky I bought in the thrill and not the euphoria. I'm so smart. The next rally is about to come. Then we fall into anxiety. Why am I getting margin calls? You know, if you're margin trading, because you keep going long all the time. This dip is taking longer than expected. And this one is a big one of kind of where we are now. And this is what we have to realize, you know, emotions are the biggest thing when trading. And this kind of, I think we've just slipped. I just think we're in between complacency and anxiety, because I just read social media and in my own group, the comments, and it's kind of like everybody's excited, looking for the next dip to buy the coins. Everybody's quite complacent. I think we've still got to hit some anxiety, denial, and a bit of panic yet. And I think these last three will happen very, very quickly before we start again. So it's very important that we look at this with what we're about to look at now, right? Denial, you know, wow, man. I mean, all the, how many times have you heard, you know, it's got to take off because all the institutional money is in there now and PayPal's in there, and right. So this is really real what's happening here. And then the panic, it's just red candle after red candle. Everybody's selling. I'm going to get out before I lose any more money. I am so angry. The whales, the government, the banks, my buddy at the pub, you told me to get into this at 40 grand and today it's 20. I've lost half my money. Screw you guys. And then off it goes again. This is very real, guys. This is really, really, really real. Okay. So, quick hello, Noah 1976, Lani FX, hello from South Africa. Am I on YouTube? Yes, YouTube should be working as well. If you pop on over to the YouTube, it should be working 100%. I can check that really, really quickly right now. So that is that. Let's have a quick look at YouTube to make sure that we're happening on YouTube. I'm pretty sure that we are. And then we're going to get stuck into it looking at, yeah, there it is there, right? So it is on YouTube. Yep, definitely working on YouTube. All right. So now that we look at that emotional market, let's have a look at Bitcoin with that in mind. Okay. Let's look at this on a 12-hour chart. Actually, let's look at it on a daily chart. So let's go back in time to here. Okay. So now look at that. And then look at that. Look at that. And look at that. Okay. So how is that relevant today? Because these markets just go in cycles. Some are bigger than the others. Look here, again, off we went and down we went. So look at this current market, guys. So now what we have to keep in mind is this is not something that just started to take off in December. Yeah. This is something on this run that, I mean, she's been running since below 4,000 on the 20th of March last year. So this is a year, right? So people like me and the people at Cryptogasmic, we started getting in here, right? Big time. So look where we are now, right? So if you think that this is not this, then I think the sooner you come to terms with that, the better. Now, how far down are we going to go? And I fall for this myself as well. When it hit 40,000, look, my whole strategy at 30 grand was I am going to sell all of my Bitcoins at 40,000. I'm going to wait for the dump off and I'm going to get into Ethereum at $800 and I'm going to be the smartest guy in the world. My plan was spot on. My execution sucked. I didn't pull the trigger. So with, like anything, we look at where we are now and we look at what is happening. And I'm doing this as a prelude, getting into why this could be starting to be a good time to get into some different cryptos. Plus also, and this is why I think we're only at between complacency and anxiety. Nobody's really concerned about this yet, are they? Right? I mean, let me know where you think we are in this cycle. I would love to know, and be honest, right? Be honest. Do you think we are still in belief and thrill and euphoria? Do you think we're in panic, complacency? It's the first step of being honest of where we are. So I would love to hear from you guys. Drop me a message. Let me know where you think we are in this cycle. okay? Because that's the first step, all right? Noah says, are you on YouTube? Oh, yeah, we just did that. Okay, so with that in mind, now let's go back and have a look at Bitcoin. So in Cryptogasmic, I've been saying to people since back here, all right, guys, we have to, the sooner we realize that we are in a short market, in a resistance market, in a retrace, in a correction, whatever you want to call it, the better, okay? I don't want to start thinking that I'm complacent, you know? You can see, I mean, how quickly it happens. Now, this might not be it, but look, complacency, and then before you know it, we're down here. So we need to read that and be the 10%, not the 90% that lose and everybody else. So I'm just seeing pattern after pattern that is bearish, right? There's another one forming now. Okay. So, right, this is where we are at. All right, and we are in a bear market until we're not. Saying we're in a bull market until we're not. Okay, we were in a bull market until we're not. Okay, so that's step one, is just understanding really where we are in crypto. Okay, and if you're one of those, and also let me know, let's be honest, guys, and this is why I love over in Cryptogasmic, right? There's none of this, every trade that I make is the greatest, I am the smartest, we are the best, did you get my trade? We're very transparent, we're very real about everything. So I would love to hear from you. At what point did you buy Bitcoin? Did you buy it 40,000? Did you buy it 38? I've got buddies that bought it 37, 38, and I actually bought it for them because they wanted me to, right? You know, it reminds me of 2016 so much, because where I live in Cabo, anybody that wants to know anything about crypto, they come to me, right? They ask for me. And it's funny because nobody's asked me about crypto in the whole last year. What do you do? Yeah, I'm a crypto trader and I own cryptogasmic.com. Oh, okay. What's Bitcoin doing? That kind of vibe, right? Now it's people want to take me to lunch and wanting to know how to get into crypto. So that was why I was like, 40 grand, I got to start to get out of here. You know, and if you're getting the same kind of thing as well, so a couple of comments here. Infotractor says link to chart. So this is just my live trading view. If you go to my profile, Cryptogasmic, afterwards, I'll drop the profile in here for you. Underneath on the YouTube, I'll put everything there. But if you just find Cryptogasmic, you'll find me there. So right now, Silver Saver, I'm looking at the daily chart right now, but I am going to shift to the 6 in a minute. But so let's look at that, right? So let's look at the obvious things going on here, right? The most obvious of obvious, right? We are in a downtrend. Okay, so for all those people, when it starts to make a run up, start getting excited, you're getting rejected again. And this is how traders lose money, because all that's happening is this, running into resistance all the time, right? And that's what happens. And before you know it, you're riding the 200-day EMA at $20,000, which a lot of analysts are saying. I'm not sure I agree with that, but I can understand why they say that. There's the major accumulation on the daily, you know, 23, there's another one down here, which we're going to get into grids in a minute, right? So, and then this would be in line with that EMA there, right? So I think if that does happen, it might be violent, it might be fast, or it might not. Maybe we're all being fooled about the whole, the reason we're all so bullish on Bitcoin right now is because of institution money, right? The same institutions that we were trying to get away from when crypto was created. So I don't trust these. I want to use different words, but I'm on TradingView and Fakebook, so I will probably get barred. So that's where we are right now. Now, if we look at a retracement, even of just of this cycle here, we're only bouncing up to 50% here off of that cycle, right? So if we take that all the way down, you know, even down to the next, all right, we're only sitting at a 38.2 retracement, guys. So my predictions, until they're wrong, is that we're going to revisit the $26,000, $27,000 mark again, okay? And the more I look at it now, we may see the 23,800, the 22, 23 area again. So it was very important for me to do this video today because I want to look at it right now from the perspective of I don't have Bitcoin. Now, I hope I've saved people money by telling them not to get in. And don't get me wrong, I'm the biggest bull you'll ever find in crypto, but I'm also a realist. I mean, we're going to the moon, baby, but it doesn't happen in one go, right? I mean, the next halving isn't for another 4 years, right? So get rid of that notion of that the corporations' money is going to send this thing to the moon quickly, you know? So where we are now so that's where we are from an emotional, fundamental, well, no, not even fundamental, because Bitcoin sucks actually as a fundamental coin for what it was meant to be used for. As a store, I understand the storage of wealth thing now, but that was never what Bitcoin was meant to be. It's evolved into that, which is awesome. But you know, we're all looking at this from a US dollar perspective, right? Crypto was supposed to be about disrupting a lot of things, right? And I can't help but, and it was always my feeling that governments and banks and institutions will pump Bitcoin to the moon. Bitcoin will become the fall guy. The same government that broke the legs will then give you the crutches and say, aren't you glad that we're here so you can walk again? And they will regulate, and the Fed coin. And that's what I think will happen. Crypto's here to stay. But, you know, the day people want to start, now that it's a storage of wealth, I've kind of changed my mind a little bit. I was always, the day it hits 70 grand or 100 grand, people want to buy my coin, they can have it. You know, I'm kind of liking the storage of wealth thing. Kind of. So anyway. So right now, what's really important, so these indicators here, the red one is the 50-day EMA, the blue one is a 200, and the purple one is an 8-day, okay? So it's this one is like kind of what's happening in the now. The red one is kind of also what's happening in the now, but not as in the now as this one. And this is the longer, the way that it's moving over 200-day average. All right. I also have the trend ribbon, which is still pointing up on the daily. If you come and have a look at like the hourly, it's pointing down. Now, what happens is that then moves over to the 3-hour, transfers to the 4, to the 6. You can see we've fallen through the 12, and now it's starting to turn. So if we keep going, the daily is going to become the same, and the 3-day is all the way down there. So even if we were to come down and meet this trend on the 3-day, there's your $20,000 mark that everybody's talking about. Okay, you know, the weeklies are right. So this kind of tells you that this is the price that Bitcoin really should be. So we are way. So they've driven that price. So look, we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. These were nothing. These ones. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 big green candles, 12 weeks, solid, 3 months, right? And we've only had 3 weeks on the way back down. So you got to look at it from that perspective. So where am I going with that? I know it all sounds like doom and gloom, but it's not. So from a long-term perspective, one thing I'm liking is that at 30,000, 29,000, somebody's pushing the price back up. Okay, somebody is determined at the moment to hold this price. So at Cryptogasmic, we got into a long position this morning in the 2900s. Okay, now that doesn't mean I'm long all the way. That's just a trade for today, so I can try to make 50% on my money. Right? If I could make 10% today at 5x leverage, I'm talking now as a day trader, right? And I've got my targets for that we can, you know, anywhere into this channel I'm looking at, you know, that's my resistance and that's my take profits. I caught a falling knife in here based on this, and it was a pretty easy trade to take, to be honest, because from a risk reward point of view, which is what it's all about at the end of the day, if I get in here on this EMA and, you know, up to the trend up to here, that's 10%, 5x, 50%. Now, if that gets any resistance on that EMA, I'm out. I'm out. So I'm risking 1% for 10%, right? So that's a 10 to 1 trade. So, and then there's certain factors that would come into play which would make me go short. So that's, as a day trader, how I'm playing this today. So another thing I want to start looking at, let's go to the 12-hour, is grids. Now, this is something, now before I get into that, does anybody have any questions? Do you think Bitcoin will hit 32,500 before we go down any further? Yes, I do. Let me look at the daily. Yes, I do. I do think it will. I think we might hit 33, 34. That's what I'm hoping for by taking this long. But you can see that every time it gets brought up, it's getting eaten. And now we're not even hitting the resistance line. So I kind of want to be a bit more conservative and change my resistance line now as well, right? So based on that, based on the top of the trend line, 32,500 may be the limit, right? Maybe the limit, maybe 33, but we would have to get through a lot of resistance levels, right? And you can see now, this was a big one here, right? This 35.5 to 30 grand in a day, right? Like 15% or something, right? And you can see there was a lot of movement, and now the movement is not so much. Okay, a lot of buyers tried to get in and they just got pushed straight back down. A lot of sellers tried to sell and they got pushed back. So a lot of spin. If I put the candles on, this is going to say spinning top, I would assume. Yeah, right. So spinning top candles is like this. So there's a lot of pressure each way, but at the end of the day, we opened at 32,089 and we closed at 32,327. Same as here. We opened at 32,327 and closed at 32 nothing. So a couple of days of nothing going on, and then they tried to make a move today to get rid of us, and then somebody's pushed it back up. All right, so it's a real battle that the bears are winning right now. So moving on from this, so if you're looking to get into Bitcoin, I wouldn't be running out just now. I would maybe start my accumulations at that 21,960 and scale my way down. All right, which leads me. So OGD3 says, I say we got one more push to 37.38, then drop big time. Mate, let me know what you think that's based on. That would be based on having to hold the trend, break through that EMA, break through that resistance, break through all of this that got sold out at 35. That would have to then come back and match these tops back in here. So what you're saying is you think that we're going to revisit these tops here. A lot of resistance to get through there, right? And if we manage to do that, I can't see why that we would get dropped all the way down, my personal opinion. The purpose of today, anyway, is if it runs up to 38.40 and then starts running down, I'd probably use those opportunities to just sell it anyway. And we're going to look at some grid charting from the previous two runs up. So there's one run up there. So there's one run up there. So that's the two previous run-ups. So I'm still not sure. I think the reverse of that could be, have a look at the last couple of runs down. This is just my opinion, and I love discussing this with people because I'm not always right. So I'd love to understand where people are coming from. Maybe I learned something. Maybe I opened my eyes to something. In 2017 and the one few. Yeah, I mean, maybe on a longer time frame. If we have a look at the 3-day, maybe we'll get another run. It's not impossible. So for those people looking to get in, even if it does run up to 38 right now, I don't think now is the time to get in. If or if your friends are asking, I had a guy last week, 3 weeks ago, desperately wanted to buy Bitcoin at 38 grand. He wanted to buy one of mine because he wanted it that day. So I actually even transferred it to him. and we did a deal. I said, look, man, if this goes up before I get the money and I can buy another one, you got to cover the difference. If it goes down, too bad. And I mean, in hindsight, I would have been up $10,000, but he's a very good friend of mine, and I would never do that. As it so happens, I transferred the Bitcoin straight back to him. No, he transferred it straight back to me. And I said, look, you need to chill and wait on this. Okay. So I would, and you can see it's just resistance everywhere. Look, resistance 50 EMA, resistance 8, resistance trend. So from a longer term point of view, I would be looking, I'm going to stand with my 27, 26 vibe. And if we're wrong and we push back up through here and we hold back up here, then 33 or 34 is not a bad place to get into, because you're going to go to 40. It's a lot safer. Right now, it's a lot more riskier, and I'm more about looking for confirmations and safety. So that's what I think of Bitcoin. James Howard. All right, you need to unmute it. Yeah, thanks, James. How you doing, mate? I hope you're good, buddy. Nice to see you, man. How's life? You still in Australia? It's nice to see you. My average is 81. Bought some Bitcoin at 14,000, 18,000, 37, and 31. Let emotions take over at 37. We've all done it before discovering me. Thank you very much. That's very kind of you, and learning about the emotional cycle. So that's where we are right now. Okay. So obviously we are receiving messages here from YouTube. I'm not sure about Facebook, whether we receive those here. Okay, so the next one I'm going to look at right now is Ethereum. And guys, if you're liking this video and you're liking what I do, please hit the subscribe button, hit the alarm bell. I do these videos nearly every day. I do some kind of videos every day, market reports. Come over to cryptogasmic.com and get a free membership, and I'll give you a 7-day upgrade for free. That way you can have a look at all of our signals, training videos, live updates, live trading, the VIP chat. There's a lot there. It's only $49 a month just to keep the community going, right? So it's a great community. You can friend me on Facebook, Scott Daniel. You can join the Cryptogasmic Facebook group and Crypto Curious, and we're also on Instagram and Twitter. So here's a Marabuzu black candle, which is usually a continuation of a down. Tweezer tops, totally confirmed. Bearish engulfment, confirmed. So also add these candles. I use all the candles over here from TradingView. Go to candlestick patterns. I use all candlestick patterns. I like them all, and I spend a lot of time researching them and learning. And it's really interesting, because all we're looking at, guys, when you're looking at this, right? Forget the numbers. You're looking at human emotion. What we're trading, right? It's a game. So for everybody that wins, somebody has to lose. It's a game. For somebody that sells, somebody has to buy it. For somebody that's, right, and vice versa. So this is pure. Look at that. From 31 to 40, it was just euphoria, and now we're just washing out. It's just a part of the market. And already I'm hearing things that Litecoin is dead. People told me the same thing at $70. They told me Ethereum was dead at $80, and I just bought loads of it, right? So I've been massive in Ethereum, which leads me onto Ethereum. Let me know what coins you want to have a look at, guys. I'll be here for another hour. I'm going to go look at a house on the beach. I live over here in Los Cabos in Mexico. It's beautiful. So we are all about helping you create financial freedom, get out of the bubble, get out of the tax bubble, get out of the working for a boss bubble. You have the most perfect opportunity now in your life to take crypto and make a living from it as a trader, as an investor. Be your own boss. Yesterday, I sat down at the beach club in Cabo San Lucas eating sushi, trading, made a couple $100. So that's what it's all about, creating our own financial freedom and our own community. And that's what it's all about. So Ethereum, I want to look at from a grid trading perspective. So I'm going to show you now how I'm looking at Ethereum. So is everybody familiar with what grid? So here we go. Sean, hey Sean. Sean, I've never met, but he's very active all over the Facebook groups, and he's a good crypto guy. So he says, what's the support trend line look like? You have resistance, but no support. No, I do. And I'm going to get into that in some grids in a minute. So if you're talking about Bitcoin, you can have a look at that as well. I mean, if we look in the current now, rather than support lines, I'm looking at accumulation areas. So this 2930 is holding really strong for now, right? Then I'm looking in this area here, and I'm doing it based on fibs as well. But I'm looking at this previous price action for one, and then we can also look at things like this. Okay, so we were traveling in so these kind of, again, see, like resistance. So this was some of the parabolic runs that we were running on. Okay, in this channel we were running in. Okay, so we completely fell out of that channel. So we are now traveling in this channel like this now. Okay, so as a trader, we're going to play this, which I'm going to show you a grid system in a minute on Ethereum. And from a support trend point of view, I think we need to look at more long term, like this. And like this. Okay. So again, falling, down into trend with the EMA, it might take a bit of time to get there. There's that $20,000 mark again that everybody keeps talking about. And we've got other in-between trends for support right now, which falls in line with the 26, 27 that I'm talking about. So, that's kind of what we're looking at. And again, once we start falling into this channel, we've got to go short. If we stay above it, we go long. And that's something I'm going to get into right now. So I hope that helps you, Sean. Yeah, there's definitely a descend wedge pattern happening, which is what I just drew here. Okay, so that's the wedge that we want to trade as traders, and that can turn bullish. Well, it will turn bullish at some point. But that's for another day. That's more of a TA educational thing. Today is more about what coins we should look at and where to get into them. I'm not going to spend this much time on the other coins because I'm just showing you how I get to where I'm getting to. So let's rip into Ethereum really quickly. And this is how we're going to do a lot of the other coins. So if we look at a daily, and what we want to do is we want to look at certain trading channels, wedges, horizontal grid patterns, right? And this is one of the easiest, safest ways that you can trade. So I think we could say that is a very good support resistance line. Okay, as is that. Okay, so right now I would say that is our trading panel. If you wanted to be really tight, you could probably do it like that. And then once we get out of that, then we are into a new one. But for safety's sake, I'm going to keep it about there. Okay. So that is one trading grid. I would say that is another easy one to identify. Yeah. I would say that that is another one. Okay. And I think that's all we need to do for now. Now, if we go back and we look at the history of Ethereum, right, we can see resistance, So I think maybe, like we can move that one to there. You can see where it resisted on those candles, and that's where it really fell through. I think that is a huge pivot point. Right in there is a huge support, resistance. And as I said, that one was pretty spot on as well. So let's go back and look at that in regards to where it is now. Okay. And you can see it's kind of pretty well spot on. Now we could go and draw some other ones like there, but that's kind of getting down there and defeating the purpose of what we're looking at now. So what does this all mean? So as a day trader or a swing trader, obviously the lower to the line that gets support is a buy, and we're trading to there like this. Okay. And we're just doing different deals, right? So you can see here, like if you would have got in here, see that one is a bit high. Let's be a bit safer and go there, right? Because it's kind of resisting there pretty heavily. So and that goes right across on that candle. So I think that's a good area. So now that we've got these trading zones that we're looking at on a daily, let's look at it from a 6 hour. I like looking at the 6 hour because it's not too small and it's not too long. And you can see that, a buy here, a sell there would have been perfect, a short there, and a buy. So you could, as a trader, just go short, long, short, long, short, right? And the great thing with trading grids is that it really lowers your risk to reward. Okay, so you get in here on confirmation, all right, and you're looking for that grid, which is 22%. And if, as soon as it falls through, you're out. It might be somewhere like, let me have a look. So there, we get in there and we stop 2.5%, right? So that risk to reward is like awesome. That's like risking 3% to make 25 or 24. So that's an 8-to-1 trade. All right. So based on that, what I would do, and you don't want to go into longer term trades halfway through, right? And you got to be really strict with that as well. As far as margin, you can do smaller margin trades, and we do that all the time at Cryptogasmic. We we play these breakouts, and we do it very well. Long, but for people who want to trade but they can't sit at their computer all day, there's obvious breakouts like this. I like it when things go sideways. As soon as that broke and got above our line, bang, you're in. As soon as that candle closes and the next one opens and starts to go, you're in. Okay, and and doing it that way, you can ride all of this. Sean says, coin check out later. Yeah, Uniswap. I know you're not in the Cryptogasmic group, but I released my 5 coins for this year, and Uniswap was number 1. And this was going back in December, right? So we are already all over Uniswap. So I'm going to have a look at that one in a second, mate. What do we got here? Tiny Bowser. Why are those lines? Why? What do you base that on? I think I just explained that pretty well. If you're talking about these lines, so these are our trading, this is our support and resistance areas, okay? So now applying that very, very simply, and where we are in the emotional cycle, right? I would start accumulating Ethereum at 1,000, anywhere under 1,100. If it falls below there and starts getting support there, I would then be looking at 820 accumulations. And a couple of other safety trades in between, like these double bottoms. So what I mean by safety trade is, let's say, here, for example. So it's going down here. Now, we might want to accumulate some here just in case it bounces and it takes off from there, you know. Another one is, there. So if you've got $1,000 to buy Ethereum, you can kind of go, okay, I'm going to accumulate some. As that resists, I'm going to look at accumulating at 824. But I might buy $200 worth there. I might buy another $200 worth there, and then I've got the majority of my money for there. And that's just in case that it does go bang. Okay. And then obviously if we get support here, we can get in there again, right? And depending on how you want to play your investments, cost average is another word for it. You're averaging down. The more you buy as it falls. The worst thing you can do is sell. The great thing with crypto, guys, when trading, is that even if you bought Bitcoin for 20,000 in 2016, if you held it, you made your money back. It took you 2 or 3 years, but you didn't lose your money, So now the big difference between Ethereum and, so those are the prices I'd be looking at for you or your friends for the first time to get into Ethereum. 1,076, 820. And if we ever got down into this bottom zone, I'd be buying up pretty big, to be brutally honest. If we got back down to that 6,640, so I'm bigger on Ethereum than what I am on any other coin this year. Thanks, Tiny Baza. No worries, man. No worries. Sean says thank you. My pleasure. Right. So that's where so I'm bigger. So where is Ethereum is in a descending wedge. Ethereum is still traveling like this, isn't it? Okay. So now as a descending wedge becomes bullish, an ascending wedge becomes bearish. So this may trade like this. If it falls through here, then that's when we've got our descending wedge starts. Okay, so very important, guys, that even if you're only new to TA, there's an old cheesy saying that says the trend is your friend, right? And it's not just Bart Simpson heads, anybody who says that or puts up, who makes comments about TA being garbage or, anybody, even a 9-year-old that has any intellect would have to just throw a couple of lines down and go, wow, isn't that weird how it runs through the same points all the time? Right? Isn't that weird? Isn't that weird that it, bounced off of there and we can go back in time as far back as we want and look at these kind of things, right? Look at that. All right. So Ethereum really is in a according to trend, right? She's bouncing off there for now, right? So okay. So, that was our resistance until it wasn't. As soon as we broke, bang, we got really, really bullish. Okay. So, that could come back down onto that support line there as well. And my trading lines, I can't remember where I had them, but it was here somewhere. So again, that's that 950 region, right? So we try to look for different areas of confluence. If we look at this on a 3-day, it's quite, even on the weekly though, it's still massively oversold, overbought and turning down. So let's have a look at what happened the last time it started turning. So we had this little run here down, okay, but that was still a drop of 35%, yeah? Okay, so a drop of 35% here takes us exactly into that 930 area again. So there's a lot of things that are telling me 930, that area. Look, this consolidation here, right? And with maybe even some wicks down. Sorry about that. So that's where I am on Ethereum. So somebody has asked me to look at Uni. One of those, so Tony Bell says, about Cardano, all I see is people putting them versus each other. So I said that Ethereum was my number one coin to make money for this year. Bitcoin you have to have. Uniswap, which we're going to look at now. ADA is one of my biggest coins for this year. It's going to see $1. Dot, Polkadot, and Tezos. Those are my money. And my penny stock, which is already up 300% since December, is one called Fun, F-U-N. It was under a cent for like ever. I think it's just hit 1 cent. It's an online gaming coin that's been around for years. Go and have a look at their website. It's really, really cool, man. Like the games and and it's 1 cent, right? So those are my choices. I think one of the biggest mistakes I see is people having too many coins, plus too many shit coins, too many. Now, Kryptogasmic is an XRP free zone, right? Any mention of XRP and you're banned? No, I'm only joking. We're all about the free market. So feel free to drop, speaking about the free market, drop, seriously? Feel free to, let me some comments, recommend us on Facebook. I really enjoy doing this, guys, and I love doing it for you, okay? And, it's all about, I could be sitting here trading, making money and not doing this, right? So, but I enjoy giving back. Crypto has given me so much. To be honest, I've been in the music business all my life. I had a very successful entertainment company, which was my income, and it allowed me to travel the world and live a very good life for many, many years. That business was completely destroyed at the beginning of this year, right? Destroyed. So I lived off savings till June, July, and then I just went, right, I've got to go. I've got no other option to make my living and my income through crypto. So I really stepped up my game on my trading, and now I took a real positive out of it that, I don't care if I do care, but if I was to never book another band again, that's cool, man, because so crypto has been amazing to me. And I mean, I've lost hundreds of thousands of dollars. I've been into crypto since 2015. I got into Bitcoin at $800, maybe actually 2013, 14, right? So I was fizzed, hacked. I invested in Saltcoin, Centra, was stupid enough to open up a web browser that I thought came from my Ether wallet. And the next minute I know my funds are in Nigeria somewhere. Took all of my CRM tokens, all of my ICOs. We had a Trezor, which we did a firmware update on, and it went haywire. All the money is still stuck on the blockchain. So, and through all of that, crypto still allows me to draw 10 grand a month to live on, 100 G's a year, which is really nice in Mexico. I work for myself. So it's been really, really good to me. So I want to give back to crypto as well, right? So that's where I'm at with crypto. So, if you like what I do and you like what we're about, cryptogasmic.com, get yourself a free membership and I will upgrade it for you and just include you. We're really here to try and help everybody. So Malinka says, what do you think about TWT? I'm glad there's not an A in there. I will have a look at that after we look at uni right now. We're going to have a look at uni. Let me just get you all back on my screen again. There we go. So Archie Smith, man, you're echoing my crypto experience. Noah, thank you. Yeah, I just seen a nice thank you. It makes me feel really good. So thank you for that. Please share the love, people. Spread the love. I love you all. I like to hear thank yous. That's all I really want, really, is a thank you and a free membership of Kryptogasmic. That's it. Is there any reading material for TA you may recommend to someone who is very new? Yeah, there's plenty of information online. I would just recommend coming over to cryptogasmic.com. I've got a whole series there. You get a free membership, so you can look at all the material for free. Maybe some other people can recommend some good things. But, whenever I'm learning something new, I usually go to Investopedia and, to learn about candle patterns and trend patterns and all that sort of stuff, And then just dummy trade. Now, another good thing that we've got, guys, which I'll show you all, if you sign up for a membership at Cryptogasmic, I'll give you a copy of this. So if you're going to trade, it is vitally important that you have one of these, okay? Because you can go down the bar and tell your mate that you trade, or put up your, going to the moon Binance screenshot, how you made 150, or you made 1,000% on 125x leverage. But you've got to keep a track of every single trade, so if you put like today's date in there, they do it backwards, so it's the first month, whatever day, right? Ethereum, enter that $1,000. We bought 10 of them. We exited at 12.50 on the same day. All right. I don't know why I did that. And there you go. And you can put in your fees and it tells you your profit and your loss. So, and then you can just go and look at your calendar, and at the end of the month, it'll just, you got to put the dates in. There's no dates in there yet. And it just tells you exactly how much you're winning and losing, right? So you can see if you're pissing all your money away or if you're actually making some money. So that is step number one. Step number two, get Blockfolio on your phone. Actually, step one is get a membership at cryptogasmic.com. Step number two is make sure you get an account at TradingView. It's the stock standard that everybody uses, and it's the best. Number three, go and get a Blockfolio on your telephone. Number four, get an Excel. Number five, get an exchange account. I use Kraken and Bitfinex, but that's because I'm old school and I've been doing it for a long time. My members finally got me into Binance, purely because I've actually started using 3Commas bots, right? So I haven't actually done this. Up here is just coins, obviously running at a loss. That's my portfolio there, just on one of the exchanges that I trade with. But check this out, right? Just quickly. So they got these bots, and I put $11 on it just to see what it would do, right? Just to see what it would do. $11. Okay, and it's returned $21 and $24 so far, right? I mean, that's doubled its money on a bot. So I'm going to investigate that a bit more. Anyway, we are getting, and I do all this because I want to educate my members more. So finally, I'm on Binance. Finally, now I'm getting, old school. I didn't want to touch the bots and the automated, but it's really, really awesome, I got to say. And this smart trade is really, really awesome way to trade. It allows you to have no emotions when you trade, what you want to do, stop losses, take profits, everything in one trade. So that's really, really good tool to have as well. Okay, so moving on. So we've done Ethereum. Let's have a look now at Uniswap. And again, I'm very transparent about what I do. I'm not, all these guys online that are, I hope you got in my trade and you did this. They're probably trading with $10 or they don't even take the trades. I show the group my trades. I show them when I make a loss. They see how much I do $10,000, $20,000 trades, right? I do this because my whole thing is the only way I can prove to you that it works is if I do it. And I live my life purely by crypto. It's the only way I can inspire other people, okay? Okay, so let's get on to Uniswap now. My neighbor has decided that he wants to start banging on the wall in the middle of this video. So, right, okay. So Uni is one of my favorites, and we got into this back here at sub $5 in December. Okay, and we can all see where it is now. So this is one that I recommend that you get into your portfolio. And what's kind of amazing to me is how it's just defying Bitcoin completely, right? Completely defying Bitcoin in this channel. It's now pulling into a new bullish channel. So as far as getting into Uni goes, I mean, I can only say that it's going up as we're looking at it now, right? So Bitcoin is up over 31 again. Great. We got in at 29,900 or something in today's trade. So we're making money there, which is good. So let's look at this. Okay. So it cleared its original, is this a good thing that's happening area? And look, it's so clear that, I mean, that's just a simple breakout trade. The minute that you don't trade the consolidation, you trade the break, right? You can swing trade the consolidations if you really want to, but it just gets smaller and smaller. Nice trades in there, right? So, but it's, what can I say? The right price to buy this was sub $5, $6. The right price to buy this was $10. So could I recommend running out and getting that now? No, I can't. I can't. Right now, I would have to say that at some point is going to have to retest here. So definitely uni is one you want to get in on. We can start to identify some grids. See how they work? Look at that. Resistance, support, resistance at the beginning, support, resistance. So just because of that chart, all you had to do, you could have just made that trade right there. Long, short, 2 trades, 25% up at 5x, 25% down. That's 200% of your money right there. And now we are in a new trading area, which I don't know where that's going to end yet because there's no previous data. So, all I can say is I would be waiting for $9.75. Possibly here, $11, $12. You could start scaling in. So anywhere under $12, I would start getting into Uniswap. Okay. Next. My average is 81. Any books, tutorials, resources that you used during my learning phase? Yeah, I just subscribed to a lot of guys on TradingView. I paid for a few signal services, most which were crap. And like anybody out there, any signal services that join my VIP Telegram group, and we will tell you when to buy, when to sell, you're just going to lose your money, right? I want to teach you that you can contribute back into our group, and it's all based on charts, fundamentals, and that's the way to learn and be part of a community and get support every morning. I've got a couple of YouTube guys that I subscribe to, and I watch all their information. I agree with some, I don't agree with others, and then I go and form my own opinions from what I see. And I think anybody, any trader, any investor, any songwriter, it's what you do. You borrow and but you don't. It's got to make sense as well, right? So we're going to have a look now at TWT. I don't even know what TWT is. I want to have a look at Litecoin because I'm seeing a lot of people saying it's done, it's dusted. So I like that kind of talk. It makes me, because Litecoin's one of my top picks for this year as well. What do I think of TWT is that it looks like a big green dildo. In all seriousness, I can't have any opinion on it. I don't know what the fundamental of it is. I know that it started at 16 cents and now it's 35 cents. It went up to 50 cents and then, yeah, I mean, I'm really, really sorry. There's nothing, Malinka, there's nothing that I can give on that one to help. I don't know anything about the fundamentals, so maybe somebody in the group. Where are you taking profits on Uni? You know what? You want to be honest? I actually haven't thought about taking any profits. I've got it stored away. And I haven't actually even thought about it. To be brutally honest, we did take some profits along the way. We've had a couple of Uni signals that we've been trading in and out, but I'm probably just going to accumulate it. Fun, ADA. So Uni, accumulation break on $8.50, exit price. I don't know. So, and that $8.50 Uni was based on, someone's trying to ring me. That was based on this one here. this descending wedge pattern here. Someone's trying to ring me. So yeah, that was based on that, actually. It was based on that. Yeah. All right, so it was based on that break, which was the EMA, it was the trend support. So that $8.50, as you can see, what I said in the signal, was a go. So, that's been an awesome trade. I mean, that's up 76% in one signal. So the problem with signals is like some people will write, oh, you haven't done a signal in 2 days. I mean, you just made 80% on this, and again, those people who are looking for signals every day, cryptogasmic's not for you. You need to go somewhere else, right? And lose some money, then come back to me. So, I probably should look at that at some point. Problem is I don't want to get out and then it takes off and then I'm stuck again, right? So all I usually do is play these consolidation patterns, but they keep breaking to the upside, So I chart these every day, every morning, and set alarms. So, if that fell through there, but now I probably, would I take a stop loss there? No, I'd probably just improve my position. So not really anywhere yet. Garrow 3284, how you going, mate? Janice B1217, how you doing? So that's what I think on uni. Somebody just mentioned tiny vessel. I did those steps: 1, sub to you, 2, account here. What was 3 again? Oh, alerts are going off. Get a block folio on your phone. Get an exchange. Obviously, I will drop my Binance link and my Bitfinex and my Kraken link. I find Kraken really, really easy and good to cash out with. I use Kraken to cash out to my bank accounts. It arrives in my bank account within 4 hours. They charge $4. Bitfinex charges $60 or $100 if you want it the same day. Sometimes they block the funds for 5 days. I have never tried to take money out of Binance. I have various bank accounts around the place that I've noticed that I can't do from Binance. So I use Kraken for that. So moving on. If you got any coins that you want to look at, what we're doing today, for those of you who have just joined us, is we are looking at what coins we should be accumulating and at what prices. And I'm going to be here for another 45 minutes to an hour. So sit back and I'll tell you exactly what coins you should buy and what prices you should be buying them. Okay. Shannon, how you doing, Shannon? Always nice to have a young lady interested in crypto. That's amazing, because there's a bit of a bloke's world out there. So thanks, Shannon. One for the chicas, the Sheilas. Happy Australia Day yesterday to all my Australian friends out there. I hope you had a crownie and a shrimp on the barbie and a bit of working class man and all that sort of stuff. Right, DGB is one that so it's funny that you say this, because there's just so many coins, and in the 2016, 2017, I made so much money on coins like OMG, DGB, Steam, Mana, all of these, and there's just so many that so Digibyte is one that fell off my radar. So thank you, Shannon. And then Sean wants me to look at Litecoin, which I'm really going to look at. And I like the point you're saying about some Bitcoin pairs as well, because we should really be looking at that. Okay. So I just got a Facebook message now from a friend. It says, hey, bro, if I was going to put another 500 towards a crypto, what one should I do? Ethereum, bro. Right. Digibyte. Let's have a look at Digibyte. They're still around? Are they still got stuff going on? And let's look at it. Now, I want to look at Digibyte on Bitfinex, only because I know it's going to have a lot more historical data than Binance does. And I'm sure the charts are quite similar. Okay. So I'm going to look at this from the perspective of, should I buy it? Should I not buy it? My beautiful puppy is just sitting here staring at me. Hey, baby girl. I have a beautiful white boxer. She's 8 months old. She's the love of my life right now. If she comes over here, I'll introduce you all to Lola. Hey, Lola, come here. Come here. And you can all meet Lola. So let's look at where it is in as far as a market perspective goes, or cycle. Okay. So this is only showing me back to here, so that's okay. Right. So again, she's like this. Like this. So this could be a good one to buy out of here. She's holding her support. So let's have a look at our grid system. Okay, let's identify our trading zones. I would say that there is a pretty strong one. I'll probably bring it down a little, just into there, just so we're safe. Right, you can see there was a consolidation back here, resistance here, resistance here. I mean, if we wanted to be even, yeah, actually, because since we're all the way down there, let's look at that. So look, where resistance turned into support, support turned into resistance, 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 resistance. So that's a really strong line right there, isn't it? And I would say that's probably the other one. Right? That's a really good one right there. Yeah. So we've just fallen out of that trading zone right now and holding that EMA. So right now, I'd be looking to short this. And I think the next micro trading zone we're looking at is there. It's where it seems to be bouncing out of. So I would say that 0.021 area to, yeah, right. So I think that right now you've got to say it's short until it's long. So this would be one that is short, and then you can improve your position after it breaks that EMA. Let's just knock it back a few charts. Yeah, so I think for a buy, 0.02125 looks good. Looks like, I mean, you got a double bounce there, which is nice. We've got this resistance going on right now. So I'd say that's a pretty safe triangle that you're playing in. And eventually it's going to squeeze and go one way or the other. Now, usually after a down like this, 9 times out of 10, we actually go down again, right? So, but not always. So that's where you want to be watching that zone. You'd rather buy it here as support. You got to watch this area here. So you'd rather buy it as support from there, because look what happened the last time it was support. All right. There's a big difference whether you're buying something from an area of resistance or an area of support, right? So this is in resistance, and it would be turning into support rather than support turning into resistance. Okay, so that's what I think of DigiByte. I would say 0.02125 to 0.0855 is your buying area for DigiByte. ENJ, okay, AAVE. I expected ENJ to pop off with a lounge in Japan. I think you meant launch. They're just going to follow the markets. So let's have a look at ENJ. Let's look at that on Binance. So another one holding its 6-hour support nicely. Okay. So that's the trend we're looking at right now. Well, it was there. Let's have a look at this. So it's fallen quite a fair way from its trend. If we put the Ichimoku cloud on there as well. You can see it's had a big run, so I don't think it's in a buying position. The 8 EMA is falling. So, you know, it's holding support there, but I would probably say again, you want to look at this, probably look at this area here, to be honest. Somebody is messaging me hardcore. So that 32 to 29 would be, you know, the trend. It would be the bottom of the green cloud. Let's have a look at the daily EMAs. Yeah, so I mean, it's quite clear to see there that, you know, now that emotional cycle is happening, right? So if we looked at a retrace on that, of say here to here, again, look at that right on the 50% mark is the trend line. So that, yeah, sub 30 cents would be a go, I would say. 30 to 20 on that one. Litecoin, let's have a look at Litecoin. For those of you that just joined us, please remember cryptogasmic.com, get a free membership. We'll sign you up for free, and that's it. Right. Okay. Right. Okay. Right. Yeah. So Litecoin, I want to have a look at right now. Let's have a look at what Bitcoin's doing quickly. Let's get rid of all that mess. So you can see this, it's a full-time job, you know, and my mornings are spent preparing this. My mornings are spent doing update market videos for the group. You know, this is looking bearish to me again, you know. So we've got to watch this here for a break either way. As you can see, you know, it's just running down, right down now to that area again. Or running back up, I should say, from down here. But let's watch that there. So Litecoin I want to have a look at, because I think this is another one that you should have in your repertoire. And we traded this loads all the way up to this 180 mark. Made a lot of good money on it. I think we've even got some signals in there for, yeah, Litecoin. Look, sub 150. If we go right back into, so these are all the, you know, XTZ we made a lot of money on, OMG, Dash we made a lot of money on, Ethereum, DOT. I'm trying to look for the Litecoin trades, but anyway, that doesn't matter now. So Litecoin, another one that just took off. And I'm reading things on Facebook. It makes me laugh. You know, it's a shit coin. It's about to die. So obviously my first question is, what, did you buy it at $170, mate? You know, classic story of in the first run, I was doing some private trading lessons. I do offer private trading lessons as well, guys. If anybody wants to do, you know, one-on-ones, I can sit with you and get you going and get you trading and hopefully get you profitable. We do it over five 1-hour lessons that usually become 2 hours. As you can see, I sit here and I ramble forever. We made a nice 5 waves out of here. Probably not even out of there, actually. Probably down further, to be honest. So the main thing with this is, so again, that line resistance, it just all of a sudden became support, and she just took off from 140 to 180. So that line, that same line has now become resistance. Okay. So we just got to point out the obvious all the time. So again, we're in resistance until we're not. So we're traveling in this zone right now. Okay, so we kind of need Litecoin to hold here, and I think that's going to really depend on Bitcoin. And if it does fall through, I think we're going to retest the $100 mark on that one again. If we simply look at our trading areas, which are there, right where we are now. There. Let's have a look at this. There. You know, you can really see these strong pivot points there. Okay. There's another one. Okay, so I think that'll do us for now that we look at. So let's have a look at how that is relevant to where we are now. So yeah, I really think we probably will retest $100 on Litecoin again, and unless Bitcoin gets going, you know. But the markets have got to have these washouts. You can't just keep buying and buying and thinking the price is just going to keep going up, right? So depends on what's going to go here from a trading point of view. Am I happy with that? I am happy with that. So from a trading point of view, I would look at this and go, this could be a little place to go long, actually. Yeah. So right now we're kind of playing that 125 to 147 area. So again, if you had that trading area mapped and you just did a simple grid trade, you would have been in, out, in. You would have went short again, and you know, probably taken a little bit of a profit, or you would have got out. Here, you probably would have went long, and there's your next trading area right there. So you would have gotten that trade, that long, that short. Then it's fallen. You might have got in there thinking, and then it's turned around on you. So you've stopped out at break even because you get in right here. Then you've got that long, that short again, that long again, right? So, you know, there's no confirmation really there yet. I kind of like the way, where's the purple one? Oh, there it is. It's right there. I can't really see it. Okay, so she's turned up a little bit. So this is a place where, you know, 124, don't run out and chase it, but that 124, we could probably go long on Litecoin. Then we got to point out our markers of where we're looking at resistance. So we go into this going, right, we've got a lot of resistance. One of the biggest things I teach people is that we can only take what the market wants to give us. So what I mean by that is if you went long here, right, the market has actually given you all of this, and it's given you all of this. So this one, you might have decided to go short, and this time it's giving you nothing, okay? And that happens all the time. Like, you know, sometimes it gives you this, sometimes it gives you this, sometimes it doesn't give you anything, okay? But you want to be in case it does do this, and you want to be aware of in case it does what we were saying, right? So I look at this straight away and I go, okay, I'm going to take a long position here on Litecoin. My stop loss is pretty easy, right? And if it does this again, I can get back in. I might go short, swap to a short straight away, and then I'm looking at this. So, but from me going long here, right, I would look at that and I would go, well, it's not really proving any support just yet. I got another 40 minutes for the hourly candle, so I would kind of watch that. But I would get into it knowing that I might 9 times out of 10 resist the trend or the EMA. So I need to be aware of that. But if it gets going, then I need to be aware of the bottom of the cloud. I need to be aware of the EMA. And then I need to be aware of my tops, probably there to be safe, So you've got an opportunity there to make a trade of 15% and, at a 1.5% stop loss. So that's what I think of Litecoin. Okay. I got time for like 2 more, guys. So just quickly again, guys, www.cryptogasmic.com for the signals, the news. We've got all the trading videos that teach you everything that I'm talking about now, from beginners to TradingView, to how to set it up, to Fibonacci, to Elliott waves, emotional cycle, MACD, RSI, Ichimoku clouds, putting everything together, market psychology, and then in the live videos I release every day. I do something. We do some educational Bitcoin reports, market updates. How do I trade Bitcoin during the downturn? Breakout trading. So, I try to get as much content on there as I can. Please join us on YouTube, Kryptogasmic. I do videos there every day as well. So yeah, let's have a look at one more coin. Let's have a look at. So Good Gosh Josh says, if you have time, can you look at EOS? I sure can, mate, if you're still there. Luke says, Ariane, what do I recommend to buy? My 5-6 coins for this year: Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin, DOT, Uni, and Tezos. Those are my coins. So let's finish with EOS and Link. And that'll have to do us for today. EOS and Link. I mean, we've only got, from what I can see, 14 or 15 people watching. So, I'm not like some big mega guy on YouTube. Don't really care about all of it. Just want to help you guys. So hopefully you're gaining something from here. If you are, please like, subscribe, click the little bell so you can get some notifications. And let's have a quick look at EOS. It's not a coin that I like anymore. But let's have a look. If you want to buy it, I'll have a look at it for you. Okay, so EOS was one I was big on for a long time. And I remember being at a crypto conference back when they were deciding in Puerto Rico. They were deciding, that was around the time when they were deciding who the block people were, or whatever they're called, right? The people that govern EOS. And I was with a guy called Brock Pierce at the time, who's one of the founders of Block One, which is EOS, I think. And we were in his, now I don't even know what you want to call it. It's like an old monastery. There was naked girls and sushi and drugs and lots of crypto people. And it was lots of good fun. But I remember at they're meeting one of the top investor guys in crypto. He had like 60 million in EOS or something. And I remember at the time it was like, was it $12? Let me have a look. It was like $12. Yeah, 16. And he was like, I was like, dude, you need to offload some of this. He's like, no, it's going to $100. I'm going to make 600 million. Poor guy. I mean, we don't even stay in touch anymore, but I mean, the guy left his wife, his family. He was building all these computers, like in grade 4 vaults under his house and everything. So, I mean, it's pretty safe to say that EOS is in a complete and utter state of capitulation, right? I mean, that's pretty hard to disagree with. So there's your baseline, I guess, of it. So EOS is now in this consolidation area. Between 387 and my lines are a bit drunk, but 230, in there. So And even back here, it same kind of area, right? Let's get some straight lines. Too much tequila. Right, and let's be generous and look at it like that. Okay. So, oops. Right. So, you know, on the grand scheme of things, it just doesn't have any support, right? It just doesn't. It tried when everything had a run, but it just doesn't have any support. It's just not one I'd be touching right now. Every time it tries to break out, it just gets hammered, right? Now, I guess the other way of looking at that, I don't know much about the fundamentals of EOS anymore because I went off the vibe on that one. But again, that's looking quite, I mean, you know, from a swing trade point of view, you know, you might get a bounce out of 234 to 380, which is nice if I take the emotion out of it, how I don't care about EOS. So that is something I would look at. And then you even got the $1.75 mark, which kind of looks like the bottom. So yeah, I would trade it that way. It's not one on my list that I would run out and have to have in my inventory. All right. So those are the two trading zones that I'd be looking at. Right. Anywhere below here, just short it, long it from there. That would probably be the only advice I could give on EOS. All right, guys, that is gonna have to be it for me for today. We've had a good, what have we done? 2 hours? Hour and a half? Let me know if you guys enjoy these kind of things. You know, it's good to get the feedback. If you enjoy it, please just write me a little note on YouTube or Facebook. Let me know, because, you know, if I'm not getting any feedback, then I'm just not going to continue to do these kind of things, because I only do them for the benefit of you guys. Otherwise, I may as well sit here for an hour and a half and make some money, or go and hit some golf balls on the driving range, right? So do let me know if this is of any benefit. If you learned something, take what I taught you and just start practicing on TradingView. You know, some trends, some wedges, find support and resistance areas, draw your grids, do a sample trade. You know, grab a copy of the Excel that I put up there earlier, and do some sample trades and see if it works, right? Hopefully, the good thing about the grids is it'll stop you buying and selling at the wrong places. You know, you look at it and just go, I shouldn't be buying this. It's right at the top of the zone. You know, you're better off buying it in support a bit higher than buying it and it falls. So please get across. It's really nice. Some of the people we got here: Reza, Sean, Good Gosh Josh, Stan. Hey, Stan. Nice to see you, man. Nada, one of my favorites in the group. So thank you to you all, guys. And we'll do the crypto report once a week, and we'll have different things that we're going to analyze. Today was all about what coins should I have in my repertoire and at what prices should I be looking at. So next week we'll do a crypto report about something else. You know, we learned a little bit about the emotional cycle of where we are. So hopefully you can use all that, guys, and help make the right decisions. So I am now going to go down the beach for a little bit. And so as always, just be kind to each other. Be nice, be kind, but most of all, be kind to yourself. All right, love you all. Take care, and I'll see you over at cryptogasmic.com. Thanks, guys. Bye-bye.